Some of the most intelligent people are also the best at hiding the truth from themselves. At first, that sounds strange. Intelligence is supposed to bring clarity, awareness, and understanding. So why would someone struggle to see their own reality clearly? The answer lies in how the mind protects itself. Intelligent people are often very skilled at thinking, analyzing, and explaining things. They can solve complex problems and build strong arguments, but that same ability can also be used to avoid the truth. Instead of facing uncomfortable realities, the mind begins to create explanations that feel safer. This is called rationalization. For example, instead of admitting, "I made a mistake," a person might think, "The situation was unfair." Instead of saying, "I'm afraid," they might say, "I'm just being cautious." These explanations are often incomplete. Intelligent people are especially good at building these explanations. Why? Because they have the mental tools to do it. They can construct detailed reasons, justify their actions, and even convince themselves that they are being fully honest. Over time, this becomes a habit. The mind learns that it can avoid discomfort by creating a more acceptable version of reality. But there's another layer. Intelligent people tend to be very self-aware, at least on the surface. They think deeply and reflect often. However, this can sometimes turn into overthinking, and overthinking can become a trap. Instead of feeling their emotions directly, they start analyzing them. Instead of asking, "What am I feeling?" they ask, "Why am I feeling this?" This creates distance. They are no longer experiencing their emotions. They are studying them. When emotions are kept at a distance, it becomes easier to ignore the deeper truth behind them. There is also the role of fear. Not obvious fear, but subtle fear. The fear of being wrong or losing control. Or the fear of seeing something within themselves that doesn't match the image they want to maintain. Intelligent people often build strong identities around being capable or logical. Admitting vulnerability can feel like a threat. So the mind protects it. It redirects attention, changes the narrative, or focuses on something else entirely. Another factor is success. When someone is used to being right, it becomes harder to question themselves. They may unconsciously assume that their thinking is always reliable, but intelligence does not make someone immune to blind spots. In fact, it can make those blind spots harder to detect, because the smarter the mind, the more convincing its stories can be. True self-awareness is not just about thinking more. It's about seeing clearly, even when it's uncomfortable. It requires honesty without excuses. Ask yourself, am I seeing the full picture, or just the version that feels safe? It also means learning to sit with emotions instead of explaining them away. Sometimes the truth is simple but uncomfortable. The most intelligent thing a person can do is to admit that they don't fully understand themselves yet. Because real growth begins when we stop hiding, not from others, but from ourselves.